Hi friends, this is your pal Scott Garibay, and today we are going to talk about Don't Meet Your Heroes, and an unfortunate encounter I had at Philadelphia Area Gaming Expo 2, which happened in January 2025, and they had the guest, air quotes, the special guest, air quotes, Stephen Glicker, all right? And so I wanted to talk about this, and I wanted to take away the lessons that we need to learn from Stephen Glicker. All right, so let's get into this. All right, okay. So who is Stephen Glicker? So he is the primary driving force behind Roll for Combat. Now, Roll for Combat is a YouTube channel just like mine. They do D&D commentary, okay? Now, from that perspective, we're exactly the same. We do the same thing. We're both D&D commentators, okay? After that point, there's a lot of difference between our channels. Okay, so what is Roll for Combat? Well, Roll for Combat, in my humble opinion, is, and by the way, I'm Scott Garibay. This is my channel. Stephen Glicker, his channel is Roll for Combat. Okay, and so what is the problem with Roll for Combat? Well, it's a gigantic D&D hate site, in my humble opinion. Stephen Glicker despises Dungeons and Dragons with a burning passion. He hates it. And get this, it's not that unusual. There's a lot of D&D commentators that absolutely despise Dungeons and Dragons. Hey everybody, the 2024 core rule books came out and they suck, and they'll be the last printed books ever. Right now I'm paraphrasing, right? But basically, if you go over there, you're going to find a whole bunch of flamey, hate-mongering, D&D hate-mongering, anti-D&D pablum, right? It's just like, and there's a whole bunch of channels that do it all the time. Hey, everybody, Dungeons and Dragons is over. Hey, everybody, Dungeons and Dragons screwed up again. Hey, everybody, there's a Dungeons and Dragons controversy, and you have to hear it, and it's worse than the last time. Blah, 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 blah. Right? It's all this guy does. It's just, hey, everybody, I hate Dungeons and Dragons. Why don't you just listen to my rant and settle in for some Haty hate McHatey hate? Right? Like, I really don't like it. I really do not like it, right? So Stephen Glicker is a D&D hater, right, who will not shut up about D&D, right? Like, and it's not just him. There's a lot of these guys, and hey, there is a market for it, right? Like, there's a lot of people who are incredibly frustrated. Why are they frustrated? Because Dungeons and Dragons VE, which is the new version coming out of 5e, absolutely virtually destroys by every single metric their favorite game. And so they're salty about it. Haters are going to hate, right? So what was really interesting is this guy just fills his whole thing with clickbait. Hey, everybody, Dungeons & Dragons is doing terrible. It's just doing terrible. Let me ignore the fact that it outsells every single OSR and every single indie game combined. Let me forget the fact that it just had outrageous success on multiple intellectual property crossovers, including Stranger Things, Legos, Fortnite, Magic the Gathering. Let me ignore the fact that its successes in 2024 completely doubled, tripled, maybe 10x'd all the successes of every single OSR and every single indie game, right? Just just absolute pure clickbait, right? Just insisting that D&D is on the downcline, ignoring literally every single piece of evidence that shows that D&D is bigger than it's ever been and doing great, and literally outperforming all of its competitors combined, right? So he is in the business, in my humble opinion, of clickbait, right? So what was really fascinating was he arrives right at Philadelphia Area Gaming Expo. Now, I wasn't going to bother with him. I'm like, I'm not going to go see any of this guy's panels. I don't need to, right? I already know what he's going to do. He's just going to spout a bunch of D&D hate. Why do I need to listen to 1 second of what he has to say? So I go to seminar area 2, okay, and I finish the seminar. When it's done, I go over to the open gaming tables, and there's 2 that have nobody sitting at them. I sit down, and I go to finish my Taco Bell that I got at 10 a.m. in the morning, and now it's 11:50, right? And I have 10 minutes before my next panel, and I want to just get something in my stomach. Or actually, you know what? I'm sorry. Actually, I was going to go do the vendor area, so I wanted to get something in my stomach, and I wanted to eat before I went to the vendor area. So I ended up accidentally hearing the beginning and seeing Stephen Glicker. Now, the other thing is he had Baron DeRop with him. I feel bad for Baron DeRop. Like, that guy's very smart. Seems like a nice guy. I think he's got bad taste in friends. I don't think he should have been in that panel with Stephen Glicker. And the reason why is it tells me Baron DeRop is down with D&D hate. I don't like that. Okay? All right, so let's keep going here. So Stephen Glicker, right? Now we get to the point where Stephen Glicker's there, and so he starts and he says, "Hey, everybody! Now I'm gonna tell it to you straight, right? Panel was full, every seat was filled, right? That says something. Like I said, there's a powerful market for hate. Powerful market for hate. Come on, all right? Look at the guy we just elected. Are you kidding me? All right. So okay, so Stephen Glicker, and he's like, "Hey, everybody! I know you came here to hear this topic," and then he said the name of the panel. What is the name of the panel? I don't know. He doesn't know, and here's why. He said, "Listen, forget that title. The head of this convention reached out to me and said, 'Hey, we'd love to have you come, and we'd like you to do a panel, and you could do it on whatever you like. Just let us know. What would you like?' So I made up some title months ago. Who cares what it was? And I'm just going to say whatever I want today. I clickbaited you all. I'm not paraphrasing. He literally said that, right? He literally said, I clickbaited you, and then laughed. Literally started his panel by saying, I lied to you. Nothing I said was true, right? And the panel you came to see is not going to happen. It's just whatever pablum ideas, whatever nonsense plops out of my mouth in the next 60 minutes, because you're all just so blessed and to be within my presence, right? And I've seen this a million times before. I used to go to PhilCon, and they had a lot of guys like these. They had a lot of these guys prepared nothing for panels. You are all blessed to be in my celebrity presence. Whatever nonsense plops out of my mouth, some retold story that I've already told on channel or that I've already told at some convention. Oh, you're just all so blessed to be in my presence. I didn't need to prepare anything. The most disgusting, foul, interaction with his fans, right? Terrible, absolutely abominable, terrible, right? So what's the point? So first of all, don't be like Stephen Glicker, right? If you get invited to a panel and you're supposed to be a special guest, be special, right? Don't start by lying to the people who came to you. Maybe put a little effort in and think of a good topic and then honor the topic for everybody who went to the panel, right? And maybe think you're not a god, right? That everybody's just blessed to be in your presence like you're Jesus himself, right? Maybe have just the slightest bit of humility, right? Baron DeRop, man, run for the hills. This guy is a human, this was very uncool, right? And so one, prepare when you go to a panel. This is absolutely abominable behavior. And so why did he do it? Well, one, hate desiccates us. In my opinion, Stephen Glicker is a desiccated man. There's no love in his soul. There's no joy in his soul. And the reason why is he's making his bread on hate, right? And it has soured him personally, right? So that's why he lied to the people who appreciate him most, because he because he doesn't interact with anyone from a good perspective, right? He's like, you're just a piece of trash that I can lie to, and you're just a piece of trash that I can just plop out whatever nonsense is going to come out of my mouth today. I don't need to prepare anything for you. And the reason why I'm talking about this is it was the only guest I saw like this. Everybody else had material prepared and really felt honored to be a special guest, right? Not just, I'm going to subject myself on you because you deserve nothing. You deserve no preparation. You deserve nothing. Just my presence is enough for you because you're utter trash, right? It's just the worst disposition, right? And very much like what I would see at PhilCon. They had a bunch of guests there who'd been on panels for 20 years and got auto-selected every single year You know, because like, oh, of course you have to have this important sci-fi guy who wrote a good book in 1978. Of course he's got to be a panelist again, rather than having somebody exciting or new or fresh or diverse, right? Like it was really, really terrible. I really felt bad for every single person who went to his panel. And here's the other one. Why did he clickbait everyone? He's in the habit of it now. He can't speak truth. I think he's like President Trump. Like his mouth is allergic to truth. Once you start the habit of lying about something all the time, in my humble opinion, and that, in my humble opinion, he's just lying about D&D every day on his channel. And so you get to the point where truth will no longer fit in your mouth. And that's why he did it. That's why he clickbaited literally like 30 people, right? There's about 30 seats there. He clickbaited 30 of his fans and just lied right to his face, and then told them he lied to their face. That's bold, outrageous arrogance, in my humble opinion. Stephen Glicker, not a fan. Not a fan. Not a fan. Now, do I hope that they never have him back? No. Actually, I hope they have him back next year, and I hope he sees this, and I hope he learns, and I hope he changes, right? I'm for second chances. I don't think he's a terrible human being. I think he is a man who's drinking his own arrogance every single day, and a man who is enjoying the benefits of spreading hate. Does that mean he can't change? No, he can change. We can all change, in my humble opinion. Every single word you just heard in this video is my humble opinion. Absolutely nothing more, absolutely nothing less. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion. When you get in the comments and send your traffic, please consider liking and subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.